There is no way that this winter is ever going to end as long as this groundhog keeps seeing his shadow. That's a line from the movie Groundhog Day, in case you didn't recognize it. But anyway, happy Groundhog Day. Today is February 2nd, 2025. And today I painted a groundhog. And it's not snowy where I painted him, but it is. Looks like morning. And he is looking for his shadow. And looking, I hope, cute. I hope I made a cute groundhog in this painting. I want to thank you guys for all of the amazing, kind words that you have been saying to me on my channel. Holy cow. Holy cow. I was overwhelmed. I saw the first of them yesterday, I guess in the morning, and then last night I looked at it and I said to Robin, look at all these nice comments people are saying. And it's because there was a gentleman who created a video of me. Let me see if I can find his name. I gotta look it up real quick. I don't know if I'll be able to. Oh yeah, it'll be on Robin's page. Robin shared it on her page. So anyway, thank you so much for the kind words. I am going to show you how I painted this if you want to know. It was just fun. It was a fun idea for today because today is Groundhog Day. Do you know, I don't know that I've ever seen that movie. I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe today I should see the movie. So, let's see. A young man made a video focusing on my channel here, the Poppa Paints channel, and see if I can find his name. His name is RyanColdy. So, my gosh, thank you, Ryan. That was unbelievable. I really appreciate it. So today, we're painting a groundhog in the morning. I'll show you how I do that right now. All right, let's begin painting for today, which is February 2nd, 2025. And our subject today is a groundhog. A groundhog. Let's put him over here. Let's put him slightly off center. Let's see what we can do, what we can come up with. Let's see, how shall we start? I think we're going to start with some orange, just trying to block him in there. Just trying to get a sense for this guy standing up on his hind legs. Looking to see if it's going to be. Well, what does he look for? He looks for his shadow, that's right. He doesn't look for snow. He looks for his shadow. These guys look big. Whenever they hold them up in the news, I've never held one. I guess I've seen them in a zoo or something. You know? I know I've seen meerkats in zoos. I know that. And the one I'm thinking of is in Busch Gardens here in Florida, where there used to be a brewery. I don't know if there still is or not, but you know, it's a popular theme park, especially for the kids. And they have a nice, really nice zoo. I know everybody doesn't agree with the idea of a zoo, but I think there are people who do zoos right. There are zoos who do it right. And there are zoos who, maybe not anymore, maybe in today's day and age, they all have figured out that we shouldn't be so inhumane to animals. Because the zoo, the animals at what do you call that place again? Busch Gardens. The animals there, they seem like they have a lot of space. And they seem content. The bears here in Florida, the wild bears, I watched this special on them. Let's see, his nose is like that. I'm looking at a reference photo. The wild bears here in Florida have a very, very large area. I was watching this thing that they migrate all the way from South Florida to like North Georgia. That's a long way. Now don't quote me on that, because I'm not really sure if that's exactly how far they go. But I do remember the narrator saying that they go very far. And so the natural habitat of an animal is probably way bigger than a zoo can provide. However, I'm glad we have zoos, because I would never see a lot of these animals in person. And maybe the exchange is they don't have to work so hard for their food. I don't know. What do I know? Am I digging into a can of worms, as they say? Yeah, probably. Well, some of you, most of you, are way smarter than me, and you probably have studied animals a lot more than me. I've really not studied animals at all. I have a brother, however, who has. Yes, everybody has a brother who's done something, right? Well, my brother, I have three brothers, but one of them has passed away. He was an unbelievably good mechanic. My other brother, my oldest brother, he's an Air Force career guy. He retired from the Air Force after serving 20 years. That's pretty impressive. I'm trying to get a flag flown over the Capitol, but our congresswoman isn't writing me back. I don't know what's up with that, because you got to go through your congressperson. But anyway, my other brother, he's my youngest brother. He is a veterinarian, but he's also a professor at Oregon State University. Oregon. He always corrects me. It's Oregon, not Oregon. Yeah, I'll learn how to say it. But anyway, he would know about animals. Isn't it interesting? Once in a while you'll see a story about an animal that science thought was extinct, and then they find one. There was a story about a rabbit that was thought to be extinct. I can't remember where it was, but the story was in the news just like this past week. And the rabbit was gone, the breed of rabbit, not the one rabbit, but was gone for 20 years. 20 years. I mean, not 20, 120. Yeah, that's more like it. So, yeah. It's interesting, huh, how that happens. All right, let's get some brown around his face. Little brown critter. The orange was just my starting point. He's not a. He is kind of an orange animal in this picture that I'm looking at. I like doing animals because they got fur, and fur is a fun thing to paint. Let's just get some of these darker areas here. There we go. A little bit darker there, a little bit darker down here. Where's his arm? His little arm. His little hand. And the hair on the brush works well as a way to paint fur, because basically the hair on a brush is fur. Well, it's hair, some kind of fur. something. I suppose brushes were at one time all made out of animal hair. They probably still are to a certain extent, but I think now they use a lot of synthetic. And then down here, it's got a little bit of a brown area shadow going on here. See, he not only sees a shadow, but he's made of shadows. We all are, if you think about it. All of us have shadows. Your face wouldn't be your face without shadows. Think about that, huh? Think about that idea. One of my fun things I do is I like watching YouTube videos of dogs. I know that sounds dorky, right? Doggy. Sounds doggy. Sounds dorky. But I do. I just love watching the dogs. The chances of me owning a dog in this lifetime again, at the age I am now, is very slim. Very unlikely that I'll ever own another dog. But I've had some beautiful dogs, and I hope there's a heaven for dogs, and I hope I get to see my dogs again. Can you imagine that? I mean, dogs are so happy to see you when you come home. So can you imagine if there's one in heaven waiting to see you? Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be wonderful? So how many dogs would I see? Well, they weren't all mine. Some of them were family dogs, you know. But I'd like to see them all. I'd like to see all of them. Adding some white here. Now, the mistake I made already, I can tell, is I should have painted the background a little bit. Maybe I'll do that after I get this guy laid out. Just let me get the basic part of him laid out. Just a little bit of white here on his cheeks. Yeah, let me get some of his the darker areas now. This smaller brush. I'll use some Payne's Gray for that. Little nose up here. Does he see his shadow or does he smell his shadow? I bet you this guy's got a sense of smell. That, I mean, it seems like animals all do, right? Seems like they all have a keen sense of smell. He's got a little bit of a It looks like he's saying, oh no. Looks like he's saying, oh no, not more winter. Oh no, not more winter. So, gosh, some of you have been writing such nice things. Oh my gosh, Thank you so much. There's a video somebody made, RyanColdy. I probably could have mentioned him, or I probably mentioned him already in the intro, but I did the intro last. Yeah, thank you so much. That was so nice. Wow. And in that video it says I'm going to quit some of the social media, and I did. I don't do Instagram anymore, and I don't do LinkedIn, and I don't do a couple of the other ones. But I still do Facebook. I got friends in the real world on Facebook. I say the real world. I'm starting to get to know some of you in the real world too, so. Okay, our little guy is starting to take form. What I think I'm going to do now is work on the background, and then we'll come back to him, because I want it a little bit darker back there than it is. So I'm going to use some of that same orange and create kind of a morning sky over here. And maybe it'll shift to blue over here. Gotta be careful not to make it too green. Mix that orange and that blue, it'll be sort of greenish. But that's okay, he's outdoors. This is an outdoor animal. Our little critter who's going to see his shadow or not. Today's the day he does that. I don't know what time he does it, but it's got to be early in the morning, and it's already 5:43. And there's more than one of them, too. There's Punxsutawney. That's the one in Pennsylvania. And in New York, there's one called Chuck on Staten Island. And here in Florida, believe it or not, they got an alligator that they use to predict how much more winter there is. Isn't that funny? Did the alligator see a shadow? I don't know. It's not called Alligator Day, though. It's called Groundhog Day. The Groundhog. Wonder how he got that name. The Bible says man gave names to all the animals. Isn't that something? So God didn't give names to the animals. Man gave names to the animals. He made them. We just named them. That's kind of funny. I'll let you name them. So when we came to the platypus, I wonder how that name came about. I wonder how the groundhog came about. He must have looked like a hog, but he was in the ground. Right? Does he live in the ground? I don't really know. I don't know. Let's see, when I was a kid, I had hamsters and bunny rabbits. I had hamsters and bunny rabbits. My brother Bill, the one who's the veterinarian, he had guinea pigs and lizards. Yes, he did. Guinea pigs and like iguana lizards. Not little lizards, but iguanas. I don't think he named the iguana. Maybe he did. But he named the guinea pig Fred. And Fred would be so noisy at night, squeaking and squeaking. Oh my gosh, have you ever heard a guinea pig squeak? Wow. Yeah, the iguana made no noise, but we had a friend who was kind of afraid of the iguana. If you go to South Florida, there are a lot of iguanas down there. And I know that the people who live there don't really like them, but I love them. I love when I see them. They just look so cool. They're like little dinosaurs. And they're not that little. They're like the size of a cat. I went to a wedding one time on a place in Miami called Key Biscayne. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But the bride's father is my friend. And when I got down there, before the wedding, he took me down to the beach, or it wasn't really a beach, it was like the edge of the water, where the wedding was going to be. He showed me where the wedding was going to be. And he said, you see all those holes? There was a lot of holes all over the land. And I said, yeah. He said, that's from iguanas. He said, they come out. But he said, they're not there right now because they know we're here. And I said, really? They don't come out because they know we're here. So later on, I went down there. I was by myself on that trip. And actually, I was with my parents. Yeah, my parents were still alive at that point, and I went down there with them. But I didn't go down to the iguanas with them. I just went down to Key Biscayne with them, and then we all went to the wedding together. But so my parents were kind of up there in age by that point, and so they stayed in the hotel, and I went down to the place I was just telling you about to see if I could see the iguanas. I didn't really see them there, but where I did see them, a couple of different places on that island, on that key. They call it a key. Key Biscayne. All right, let me get a clean brush. Let me get some yellow paint too. Yellow. I don't really have any yellow on here. Let me use some of this light green. It's got yellow in it. Let's create this background here. Hold on, let me find a yellow. All right, I found this yellow. Let's use some of this light green. And some of this lemon yellow. That's what I was looking for. Some lemon yellow. And then some of this darker green. Alright, here we go. Let's get some of this green in here. And kind of mix them together. See, one thing with gouache that you can do is you could do the background first and then paint over it. But it's kind of your choice. There's no right and wrong way with this. It's just, like I say, just have fun. Just enjoy yourself. Yeah, I want to put like a, I think what I want to do is here's a little, in the reference photo, there's like an area that he's standing on, so I'm standing behind. Yeah, we want to give him that backlit look. That's kind of what I'm shooting for here. Today's Sunday, so today's church day. Everybody's in good health, so we'll be going to church today. Sometimes when one of us is under the weather, then we don't go. But everybody's doing good, thank you God. Everybody's doing good. So one thing about getting old is you just gotta watch your health. It's funny when we get together with other family members, and everybody talks, and I will always bring up, we're not young. Nobody likes to hear that. Everybody likes to think we're still young, but they want to climb cliffs, and they want to go to Hawaii and hang glide. What? Well, I know some people do at our age. A lot of people do. So who am I to say? Who am I to say? So do you think? Let's see. Yeah, I think I want to have, like in the reference photo, there's long grass. So I do think I want long grass here. So I think that's what I'll do. But right here in the foreground, I want to kind of make this. It's funny, he almost has a butt, huh? Almost looks like a human butt. You study the anatomy of an animal, and you get to know a lot more about them. So that's one thing art can do for you. It's not just about painting pretty pictures, but it's about studying the anatomy of things or of animals, the construction of things, I guess you could say. All right, let's see. How do I want to do this? I'm going to take this dried white and reactivate it. There's a lot of white over there that didn't get used. So just rubbing water into it. Just kind of make it little patchy, little areas of shadows. I'm not sure how I want to do that. Let me experiment with this a little bit. Make it gray. Lighten up the blue in the Payne's gray and make it like a blue-gray. A shade of gray, as the book's called. The shade. A little depth for our little guy. Give him a place to stand. There we go. We'll maybe add some more darkness to that here and there. But he's looking for his shadow. Alright, let's take one of these skinny brushes and make some grass on here now. And we'll have to add some more color to him too. Let me just get that reactivated. All kinds of weeds, all kinds of little weeds around him. Probably should start from the bottom and go up. is going to take a little while because I got lots of grass here. Lots of dry, long grass here. Let me water it down a little bit to make it less. If you water it down a little bit, make some like hints of grass in the background. Just water it down. Just using that water to blur it out a little bit. I think it was looking too stark. It's a bigger brush. Let's get some of this just watered down. Sorry, I stopped talking. I guess I forgot to talk. Just trying to figure out how to design this landscape that he's in. I'm trying to pay attention to what I see in the photo and what I think I should do. So it's two different things, but I'm almost there. I'm almost to the place where I just want to work on the groundhog now. There we go. I think we get the idea that this is a very grassy area he's in. I think we get that idea, right? All right, now let's go back to him. Back to our groundhog guy or gal. Could be a girl. I'm going to need some more white paint. And I happen to have a tube right here. And I'm going to need some more Payne's Gray. Because I pretty much used the Payne's Gray. So let me get some more. Alright, I think I'm ready for the critter. For the little critter here. Alright. Let's get his face. Face is that orangish. Right around his eye. It's a little bit lighter than the rest of it. Yeah, it looks good. Right around his ear, right here. I'll put some white. Just a little bit right there. There we go. Get that orange in there. Right around his edge of his mouth. I wonder if groundhogs do like my hamster would always store his food in his cheeks. or at least not store it there, but put it there to carry it back to his nest. It was always neat. My hamster's name was Dick, and I mean, I was just a little kid, so I know I would giggle at the name now, but that was his name, Dick. And then when my hamster had babies, I changed his name to Mrs. Dick. And my family thought that was the funniest thing, and I didn't understand why that was funny, but it was. Everybody got a laugh out of it. And it was a story that followed me my whole life until my parents died, because that was really a story they would tell. Remember you had a hamster? They would always tell that story. Little tiny. Get some of this brown. Around here. Does the groundhog see his shadow? Well, if the light's coming at him from this side, then chances are, if he's standing this way, he won't see any shadow. Or is it possible the light is coming from both sides? There we go. He's got a little bit of a very light blue reflection in his eyes. Let's see if I can put that in there without ruining it. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. A little bit too much. I'm going to need a smaller brush for that. And I have the perfect small brush somewhere in here. Here it is. The perfect small brush for little tiny details. Here we go. And then his nose also needs a little bit of detail. We're getting there. Getting there. Little some brown spots here. Some dark areas. He's starting to look furry, isn't he? We're starting to get a furry guy here. It's looking all right. He's looking a little bit cute, huh? That's the whole idea, is make him look cute. Gotta have a cute groundhog. You don't want a homely groundhog. No. It's bad enough he's called a groundhog. He's gotta give him some personality here. I don't know. Maybe that's what I should have done. I should have made him like a cartoon. Oh, but to be a groundhog. Imagine. I wonder what he thinks. I wonder if they feed him. Like when they. Where does he stay? Is he like in a zoo? I should look it up. He must be in an enclosure someplace. I'm sure they don't just wait for a random appearance by a groundhog. Although, maybe they do. I doubt it. What's with the guy with the top hat? He always wears a top hat. There must be a story behind that, too. How long has it been going on? Do you know the answer to these questions? I don't know them. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure about my groundhog here. I made a promise when I started doing this channel that I would put up the stuff I didn't like as much as often as, well, the stuff I like and stuff I don't like. I don't dislike this one. This is all right. It's just. Let me see if I can put a little bit more darkness over here. I feel like he's kind of a mess. I feel like I've done him an injustice. Maybe I need a few more white hairs. Some little white hairs maybe will make a difference. Groundhog. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. What do I say? I said just have fun, right? Just have fun. Just have fun. Are you having any fun? What you getting out of living? If having fun is something done, Have a little fun. Have a little fun. All right. Will the groundhog see his shadow? All right, I think we're done. I don't know what else I could do. So, am I happy with it? Not completely, no. I don't think I did a great job. I think I could do better. But I don't know what to do right now. I guess if I studied it, and that usually happens too, like the next day or even a year from now, I'll look at it and say, oh, look what I did. I could have done this. And to be honest with you, I don't paint too many furry animals. So maybe I should do more and then I'll get better at that. All right, well, happy Groundhog Day, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your nice comments. Oh my goodness. I was overwhelmed by the nice comments this morning when I looked at my phone. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.